way I look at the schemes, they're both zones, right? So it's the same house, but two different rooms. And what I want to dive into is not necessarily the schematic element. Some of that stuff will come into it as we go, but just more from a technical aspect of it, how we're teaching, some of the drills we do, and more importantly, the mentality and the emphasis that we get into each play. So I'll start. I think as you build wide and tight zone into your zone game plan, I really do think it's important that the tier one component of this is the wide zone. Found, over the past few years, to me, one of the most difficult parts is getting the offensive line to understand the mentality, the tempo in which the wide zone play needs to be ran. So I look at it as if we can get started there, then we can come back to how we want to attack it in tight zone with the majority of our identification staying the same, but obviously technically and mentality wise changing a good bit. So I'll dive right into it. The first thing, when we talk about it here at Ohio State is, and just anywhere I've been is like, to me, wide zones of play, we need to understand the macro level of the play, right? There's the big picture component of what we're trying to get done. So that macro level, of the play is very important. Number one thing is, we want to play on their side of the line of scrimmage when I think about the play side. And I always talk to the guys, if we were to look at this play from the wide copy, the play side of this run, we are running on an angle on landmarks, and we are trying to create vertical and horizontal displacement on their side of the line of scrimmage. On the backside, a little bit different mentality, right? Our job on the backside is we must gain leverage on the reach and cutoff, and we must get it reached and get vertical. So as you're looking at it, that's important, and I spend time showing the guys the wide copy of the play. Like, what does that play side look like? Are we displacing on angles across on their side of the line of scrimmage? And then on the backside, it may be a little flatter early, but are we getting to our landmark, and are we getting them reached and get vertical? So I always start there, with what are we trying to accomplish from the big picture of the play? As we get into it, we try to keep everything as simple as possible so our guys can play fast,